All right, what's happening, guys? We're live. Toad Hall Books and Records morning show. Annette is out sick. She called in sick this morning. She didn't sound great. She definitely doesn't feel the best. So she's out sick today. So I last minute called in Audible here and got John on the show. Let me turn down this computer's audio. There we go. So today, because we had to change up what we were doing, we're gonna go over some of the great trade-ins we've had. I had a Whatnot auction last night. I have some good stuff left over from that. And then I'm gonna go over some of my favorite records of this year. And then, well, what happened was I was pulling my favorite records for this year. I ended up pulling a bunch of records that I just really like. And some of them have been out of print and then we got restocked. So I don't know. Some of them are this year, and then some of them are just records that I really like that maybe you guys should check out. So grab a pen and paper. I want you guys to take note of some of these. Look them up. Watch them on YouTube. I don't care. You might find something new today. So John is off pulling birthday records currently, which is just fine because obviously he didn't know he was going to be on the show until about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, DJ's saying that over the last few days, the negative temps, I'm sure a lot of people over the weekend got sick. There's been a lot of stuff going around. It's just the winter season. You just get that cold and flu season. And, I had it a while ago, but hey, every day here in Northern Illinois, it's warming up more every single day. Today we're going to hit in the 20s. Yesterday was in the, 8, and then it was 0, and then it was negative. So we're going into the positive weekend. It's going to be raining, and all the snow is going to be melting here in just a few days. So got to look at the bright side of things. All right, so we did get some really amazing records in. Stuff that was behind the counter on the wall or just traded in. Here's a Nevermind the Bullocks. VG Plus vinyl, only $30. It's an original. Does look like it has a little bit of water damage or something on the very bottom. But, we don't get very many of these, especially originals in. $30 seems pretty fair on that. Here's a Hendrix bootleg. Now, I've never seen. $50. It's called Wink of an Eye. Killing Floor, Spanish Castle Magic, Foxy Lady, Roomful Mirrors, All on the Watchtower, Hey Joe, Land of the New Rising Sun, and Message of Love. The last one, The Drifter's Escape. It says fan club distribution only, is what it says on the back. To keep them out of hot water. VG Plus vinyl on that. We got a couple Beatles bootlegs in here. Limited edition of 500, $30. Bootleg on black vinyl, Off the Bone. Collection of meaty Beatles cuts. And I believe this is all early stuff. 1 After 909, Obadiah, Christmas Time is Here Again, Come and Get It. So it's a span of their whole Revolution. Cool. It's a really nice package. Usually bootlegs don't look this nice. Looks good. Blood on the Tracks, Dylan. Can never get enough of these in. DJ says, Nick, that is the song Have John Sing on the Bright Side of Life from Monty Python. Yeah, Monty Python's got that right. $30 there. Here's another bootleg. This is Sessions. They're limited edition color vinyl, only 600. It's hand numbered on the back. 14 previously unreleased tracks from the vaults. Let's see. It's got different takes. It's got mono cuts, stereo cuts, mono mix. Man, Bring Me No More Blues. Christmas Time is Here Again. That means a lot if you got troubles. Not Guilty. How do you do it? Some different Beatles stuff. Yeah, we're sending our get well wishes to Annette. We need her back. We need her around. So wishing her the best. I don't know. She's probably sleeping, but wishing her the best. I got a Stone Temple Pilots core. This is the 25th anniversary, which is long out of print. It's 3 CDs, a DVD, and an LP. and it's only $55, which I think the regular single LP is like $30 nowadays. So this is kind of a nice pickup. If you're looking at STP Core, you can pick that up used for not much more than just the single LP price. And then now that John's back, we'll roll it right into birthdays. What do you got for us, John?
All right, so today it's Mike Pinder from the Moody Blues, the keyboardist.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's his birthday. Yeah, a lot of big classic rock birthdays. And then we've got Mick Jones from Foreigner's birthday. I
Nice.
think he's the main songwriter.
Oh, is he?
Guitarist. I think he's the only original guy in the band.
Left.
Yeah, and then we've got David Knopfler from Dire Straits.
Mark's brother.
His birthday, yeah. One of our probably bigger sellers in the store.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's not John Lennon's birthday, but it was Phil Spector's birthday. The infamous Phil Spector, and he produced some of the solo stuff of John Lennon, and also the Ronettes and all that stuff, and the famous Christmas album that I'm sure a lot of people were playing over the holiday.
Yeah, Phil Spector. Very influential for that time period, for sure.
Yeah, and then we got
I turned the heat. It's chilly in here.
Terry Bozzio, the drummer for Missing Persons, and he played with Zappa, and yeah, and then also a few honorable mentions, or actually just Hayley Williams from Paramore. I guess it's her birthday today.
Oh, how
too.
about that?
I couldn't find any, I don't think we have any Paramore records right
We
now.
sold out one of them over the weekend.
Okay, yes, but yeah, lots of big rock and roll birthdays today.
Wow.
And I think Rick Nielsen's birthday was maybe a few days ago, Christmas Eve, I think it was.
Is he
So-
December 24th?
I think it's around there.
Rick Nielsen has a Christmas birthday. Huh? Let me look it up.
Yeah, something like that. I saw a bunch of people wishing him happy birthday on Facebook. And
Yeah, December 22nd
Oh, okay.
is Rick's birthday. Our hometown hero here around here. But it's kind of cool. Living around here, like we all have mutual friends on Facebook and whatever. And it's like,
Yeah, I just got that. There's a book about Cheap Trick, before they were Cheap Trick, the early days. It's really cool. It's a lot of Rockford-related history. Just about all the local bands at the time, all the venues, and some names I've seen before, local people and stuff. I just started reading it, but it's really incredible.
good. I'll have to bring that in. I think I got an email about that coming out months ago.
Yeah, you should. It's
And
a good book.
we were going to bring it in, and I don't know, we had distribution problems or something. I don't know. We'll have to bring them in and sell them because that would be definitely a book we need to carry. Justin says he saw Paramore in October. It was a great show. That's good to hear. Well, I mean, this is our last show of 2022. And I was going to go over some of the I don't know, some of our favorite records. And then, like I said, it just kind of spiraled out of control into just some of all the records I like.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite records of 22? I'm going to try to start with that, and then I'm just going to get into everything else.
You know, it's always hard because so many records I get into are new to me, but not new this year. So
Yeah.
I never really know. I'm always kind of bad at what's come out. So I'm sure there's at least one or two that came out this year. But, yeah.
Nothing that comes to mind?
Yeah, well, that Jellyfish 7-inch set.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
I like that a lot.
I mean, that's not new, but it's new.
Yeah.
It hasn't been issued available in a long time.
Yeah, a lot of reissue stuff. The Beatles Revolver remix was a big one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what came out this year that I bought or enjoyed.
I got some stuff from all over the place. I just went through the rack and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I like this record. I like this record. I like this record. I like this record. But before we get too far, we do still we're down to I think 5 or 6 mystery bags. $15 mystery bags. You're going to get one new record along with one vintage Christmas record and then 4 other random records for $15. Usually the new vinyl is vintage or old record store day records that have been around here. So they're out of print, rare, gone. old RSD stuff that we're just trying to move. For $15, I mean, that's usually the cost, or usually it's at least that or more for a record. So we do still have these. Once we're done with these, we're done with them for probably till April. So we're just closing those out. We do still have, and John's song of the day. They're still waiting. You're gonna sing this. They're waiting for me.
I don't think
I gotta hum it.
I got a sore throat today. I don't know if I can do that.
We do still have. I'm holding all 5 of the calendars we have left. The Toad Hall famous calendar of the year. We got bands that played at Woodstock, but we're not headliners, which I went over. We got 3 of those left, and probably the more interesting. They appeared on TVs and in movies and recorded albums, which is kind of crazy. You got all the women who were actresses who also recorded records. We got 2 of those left. Once they're gone, they are gone. That's going to be all that. Well, good morning, Gidget. How's it going, guys? So these are available. They're $10 each. I can put them in with your package. Did Derek Ortega make it in this morning? Derek, I see he's in that thing. Derek, we shipped your records last week. And I saw your 7-inch sitting on the packing table. So your 7-inch may not be in your box, but I think I know where it is. So we'll get that. You should be getting your package pretty soon because I think it went out last week. So, okay. My favorite records of the year. Probably my favorite record this year was the new Mars Volta self-titled record. This is the part of the show where you guys are going to have to take notes because I want you guys to write stuff down and check some of these bands out if you haven't heard of them. I think there's something in this stack for everybody. I think we can turn you on to some new music today. So I was never in. Were you ever into the Mars Volta?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't heard much of them though. So I from what I've heard, it sounds pretty good.
I was never really into the Mars Volta a whole lot until this record. Yeah, Derek, let me know. Like I said, wait and get your package, open it up. I doubt that it's going to be in there. I know you ordered it. If it isn't, just let us know. We'll put it in the next. We'll get it to you. Like I said, I was never a huge Mars Volta fan, but I started listening to this record this summer, late summer, and I just was hooked on it. I got an advanced copy, so I listened to it over and over and over, and I just fell in love with this record. I think that's my favorite record of the year, is the new Mars Volta. Probably, I should also do an honorable mention to Wet Leg. I'm out of their records, but it's much more poppy. Wet Leg self-titled has been a big one for me. That was a really kind of like I said, I'm not really into pop music, but that's kind of an indie pop thing. But yeah, that Wet Leg record's been really big. How about the new Silver Sun Pickups? Again, another band that I was never really huge into. Maybe I was 15 years ago, 12 years ago, and they had some hits. But this one kind of brought me back around to them. It's also produced by Butch Vig.
Oh, nice.
Who's obviously a hugely influential producer. Butch Vig's done?
Yeah.
Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins.
Foo Fighters. So from Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah,
local guy, sort of. So did a really great job on that. And then one of the bigger releases this year, of course, is the Stranger Things Volume 4 soundtrack. I mean, I think Song of the Summer was the Kate Bush song.
Yeah.
That was everywhere.
Yeah, just following everybody around.
That Kate Bush song was everywhere. We do still have a lot of these Stranger Things Volume 4s on here. Psycho Killer Talking Heads, of course, Running Up the Hill was Kate Bush song. You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive. It's got Beach Boys, California Dreamin'. It's got Cramps, Kiss, Extreme, Falco, Rock Me Amadeus, of course, Metallica, Master of Puppets, Susie and the Banshees, Journey. I mean, this is probably the biggest soundtrack to come out since Guardians of the Galaxy, I would say. So, let's see here. Justin says, as a Weezer fan, I really enjoys the season EPs. Favorite album this year is probably Jack White's Fear of the Dawn. That is another big one that we hadn't put in here. DJ says Butch also worked with Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah. Oh, just that Weezer Seasons. I think they finally.
Winter came out.
Yeah, I haven't. I listened to the first one they did, Spring, because I'm a big Weezer fan. But honestly, I kind of forgot. I've not been paying attention. But I'm assuming these are going to come out on vinyl, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Some kind of I mean, they came out on CD, but they hadn't really come out on vinyl yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping for like a double LP of all of them or some kind of set.
Oh man, that'd make life so much easier. Yeah, because they're like what, 5?
Yeah, I think it's 5 or 6 songs.
So yeah, you could do a double.
They should do that. That'd be awesome. Hopefully, if I know them, I mean they put everything out, so hopefully by spring it would come out. But we'll see. Keep an eye on that.
US says I'm not a huge Mars Volta fan, but I do own Octahedron, which I found more accessible and less intense. Yeah, this one was more accessible for me. It wasn't very intense. The drumming was definitely tamed down. It's a lot of like world music influence. It's a lot of like kind of world African drum beats and stuff. And it was definitely this new one's definitely a more tamed down version of Mars Volta as well. And that's I think why it grabbed me. So, well, I'll let you, since we're talking Weezer, I'll let you just talk about these. Again, this whole stack is records that I just really enjoy. And since John popped in, I'm going to let him take some of these.
All right, so this came out, I think, January of last year, maybe, or the year before. OK Human. It's Weezer with an orchestra. It's one of the best records, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just pretty much every song on it is good. And, yeah, pretty much an instant classic in my world.
So Justin said that season, the Weezer season's coming out. Each one has its own vinyl and a bonus track that's only on the vinyl as well.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take my money again.
Yeah, I haven't seen a pre-sale for that yet, but it could have been announced. I usually see things when they come in my spreadsheets, and I see things coming out, between a week and 3 months out. So, yeah. Yep, January of 21st. Incredible album, sounds amazing on vinyl.
Nice. All right, well, we've got...
Of course, Van Weezer. These didn't come out this year.
This is like their heavy metal-ish. I mean, it's a lot like their album Maladroit, kind of, with these Floyd Rose guitar solos. This is like a fun party record, I would say. It's not my favorite of theirs, but, Weezer puts out enough stuff that you kind of pick and choose what you like. 15, 20 years ago, it was like you'd have to wait 3-4 years for a Weezer album, and it just, their fans just like would destroy them. Or it's a very divisive band, but now it's like they've settled into a nice groove where they put out a lot, and a lot of it's good. And if you don't like it, just wait for the next one. You probably like that one.
They're both $21. I still have the neon pink of the Van Weezer record. These came out both in 2021, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are both 21. They came out
a few
like
months apart.
Oh, you know what? This one's 2020, and then this one came out in spring. So yeah, they just came out like 3 or 4 months apart, I believe. All right, moving on. I got so John Mayer Trio. I know a lot of people out there give me a hard time like John Mayer. I don't like that crap, but this is a really good blues album where he does. This is his trio with Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan, some jazz musicians. It's more of a blues record than a jazz record. I constantly sell out of these. I happen to have them in. And this record that I haven't had in stock in probably 10 years. This is the import. Yeah, it came out in 2008. So this is Where the Light Is. It's John Mayer, where he does 3 sets. He does an acoustic set. He does a trio set, which is that album. And then he does a band set. And he kind of goes over his whole, at that point, all of his musical body, his body of work. And it's only $55, which is a really good price. I think when these came out domestically, they were like $80 because it is a 1, 2, 3, 4 LP set in a box, like a double LP package for $55, 180 gram. Very good stuff. Definitely not his pop stuff. It's more, definitely more of his bluesy, rock and roll kind of stuff. See if any of these are speaking to you, John. I'll let you see if any of these records are speaking to you. I got these My Morning Jacket. We got restock of Z, which is one of my favorite My Morning Jacket records. This is from, well, it was released in 2020. Originally from '05. But what doesn't get talked about is the Waterfall. Waterfall 2, which was a much later record. I still have 3 variants of it. And an often overlooked record, My Morning Jacket. Check them out. If you don't have any My Morning Jacket, please check them out. They have a lot of stuff out there. They've been going since the early 2000s. They're still putting stuff out today. That music is more like it's a little like Grateful Dead kind of jam band, but also kind of trippy, kind of a stoner rock thing going on. So that's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, these, I think the only one I've really heard extensively is this Foo Fighters and this had to be...
It's the last one with Taylor Hawkins.
Besides the, I don't know, the DJs
the movie
or whatever. Yeah, so there's some good songs on here. I'm not the biggest Foo Fighters fan. Nothing against them. They put out a lot of stuff and I have yet to hear it all. But yeah, we played this a lot in the store probably last summer, and it was a good record. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is, I know 21 Pilots is a band that seems like they're extremely popular. Kids love them. I've heard some of their stuff, and yeah, it's good, like pop music, I'd say, and Fueled by Ramen, a classic label.
I would say this Foo Fighters is definitely more of the party record side. I really enjoyed this record, and I really enjoyed that it's only $23. It was really kind of the Foo Fighters. Obviously, we don't know what's going to become of them without Taylor Hawkins. I think this is now an overlooked record, this Foo Fighters Medicine at Midnight. But it's got some really catchy, fun, upbeat, kind of disco-y songs. So that's worth checking out if you don't own that yet. This 21 Pilots record, I didn't get into it till someone traded this in used. And then we were playing it in the store as a demo record. And my dad and I just like, oh my gosh, this record really sounds good. Mm-hmm. It acoustically sounds very good. It's cut really well. You don't need an audiophile pressing. The bass is amazing on it. The soundstage is great. This is limited silver vinyl one I'm holding in my hands, but I was test playing the black one that came out. Came out in 2008 or something, 2012. Another really good record that I think people will be surprised. You might think 21 Pilots is for the younger demographic, but I'm telling you, my dad likes this record. And, always, if you're willing to try something new, this is a good one to check out, the 21 Pilots Blurry Face. And I'll let you see if there's anything in this stack Okay. Again, this is my favorite record, so I don't expect John to know everything. From my emo phase from 2005, Armor for Sleep, What to Do When You're Dead. Big time emo record. They just did the 10th anniversary, 15th anniversary on Black, 2LP Black, with a bunch of demos. I don't know. I sell a lot of these online. Weirdly, I don't hardly sell any in store. They pretty much all go on our website or on eBay. But, because there's, a lot of emos out there. But, phenomenal record, one of my favorites. Along with that, lines a little bit more of a sadder tone. Death Cab for Cutie, Narrow Stairs. More indie rock, less emo. But this is another one of mine and my dad's favorite records. What you got?
Well, they came out with the 20th anniversary of Yankee Hotel Foxtrot.
So that did come out this year.
Yeah, and this is an album that I haven't heard the remaster, but I love the old one. Sounds great. So the interesting thing about that is that they recorded so many different versions of all these songs, and they released like 2 deluxe versions of this. One of them had, I think, 7 LPs, and I think maybe even one of them had more
11.
than that.
I think one had 11 LPs,
and it's just crazy because the way they did this record, they just deconstructed everything. So there's so many different versions, and I have yet to dig through all the alternate takes and stuff, but this is a classic Wilco record.
This is probably one of the biggest reissues to come out this year.
Yeah,
I mean, between this and Revolver, I mean, those are the two big monster reissues, that we sell day in and day out, year after year, and we will continue to do so. And it just happens to be that this one's from Chicago, so it's really pretty cool. I have not dug into any of the monster amount of, different variations, but we have. This is just the regular 2LP. I think I have it on cream colored vinyl, which was the indie. I also have the 7LP, and I think I have the 11LP around here. There's one sitting right behind us on the shelf, bottom shelf. But we have all the different versions.
Yeah.
Justin says he can attest to the bass on the 21 Pilots record. It is a great record, so I'm glad I got someone here in the Peanut Gallery that agrees with me on that one. Okay, one of my all-time favorite records, another 10th anniversary reissue this year, just came out a couple weeks ago. Shovels and Ropes. Oh, Be Joyful. This is not the original cover. They gave it a different cover, and it's a gatefold. It's now a 2LP. It has, the second LP is a live version of the whole album, which is really pretty cool. This is like Southern, I don't want to say Southern rock. Remember the band The Civil Wars? Where the guy and the girl sing and they do like music. This is like a more Southern upbeat rock version of that. Okay. That kind of thing was really popular 10 years ago. We had like we had a bunch of those groups.
Yeah, that was a whole revival of rootsy kind of Americana.
There you go. It's like there's some couple songs in here that are almost bluegrass. They're like upbeat, fast, bluegrassy. Him and her singing with a banjo. And some of them are just rock. I have the original press in my collection. I won't let it go. That's one of my favorites. Fits in the Tantrums, Picking Up the Pieces. Have you heard this record?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man.
I've heard some songs, but never heard the record.
This is a must-own in everyone's collection. If you like Hall & Oates, if you like 80s, I think literally Derek Hall produced this record. Chris Seaford and co-produced by Fitz. Big time influenced by that era, kind of that 80s. But then this record in particular harks back to that kind of 50s doo-wop kind of style. This is their first one. It is undeniably amazing. It's $21. I highly recommend this to everyone. Fits in the Tantrums. Definitely check that. Look at Justin's like, yes, Fits. They have, 3 or 4 more records. That first one is a knockout punch. And it's still cheap. You can own that. You know any of these?
I know I've heard this one in store.
Okay, I'll let you take that one.
This is another one that we played a lot in store. Leon Bridges, and I don't know how to say the Khruangbin.
Khruangbin, yeah.
I don't know much about these artists, but from what I've heard, this stuff's pretty good. The Leon Bridges is like he's like an R&B, modern R&B singer, and he's really great singer, and this is always a good one whenever it gets put on. Yeah, and they did Texas Sun as well. So he did Texas Sun and it went over so well. They did Texas Moon about a year and a half later. Both of them are really good. You can check out both of these guys individually. Khruangbin has a lot of really good stuff, and so does Leon Bridges. So both separately are very good, and together they're very good. So Gidget says the new Mars Volta and Smile were two of my favorite releases, but I mostly buy older jazz stuff. We could do a whole show on freaking Blue Note, Tone Poet, audiophile reissues, because they are coming out so fast I can't even keep up. Okay, this one I have not listened to. This is like the only record in here I don't know. But it's by far the most interesting. Regimental Sergeant Zippo, which is an Elton John record, the debut album that was never released, recorded in 67, 68, which makes sense. Yeah. Contains one previously unreleased track and 8 alternate versions. Yeah, I have to check that one out. This is one of the most interesting records. Nina, Hourglass, Watching the Planes Go By, Regimental Sergeant Zippo, Turn to Me. So obviously, outside of Elton John that we didn't really see in 1967.
definitely a really kind of a wild. Recorded Oxford, London, 67 to May 68. It's right in the summer of love. Well, right around there. Duran Jones. If you guys aren't familiar with Duran Jones, so Justin, you better be familiar with Duran Jones because you're right up the alley. If you like Fits in the Tantrums and you like that old stuff, you definitely got to pick up these Duran Jones records. Aaron Frazier also has a solo record. Also, anything on Coal Mine Records. These guys are on Coal Mine Records. Check all that stuff out. It's been really blown up this year. This record's from 2019, but he's put out, I don't know, 2 or 3 since. Definitely like 60s rock, 70s rock vibe, soul vibe. You know, they got a big band. I caught them this summer opening for Jack Johnson, actually. Yeah, really good stuff. Duran Jones. Speaking of Coal Mine Records, Delvin Lamar Organ Trio. Yeah, Justin, you're going to love Duran Jones, man. You're going to thank me next week. You're going to Google that, YouTube that, and you're going to be hooked. Delvin Lamar Organ Trio, if you're a little bit more on the jazz side and you like organ, they're called the Organ Trio for a reason. You got to like organ. But it's on Coal Mine. It's funky. It sounds like it came out in 1965. These guys are like in their late 20s, early 30s. Touring the country. They just played Madison a couple months ago. Again, has that vintage vibe like Duran Jones has, but definitely more soul, funky organ soul jazz. That sums it up. I could push everything on Coal Mine Records because it's blowing up in our store right now. All right, going the other direction. This is one of my favorite punk records. It's a reissue, yeah.
Gotcha.
Rancid and Out Come the Wolves from it says 2015, but it came out before that. Awesome punk record. I saw mountains of those. Want to talk about the Chili Peppers?
Sure.
I basically just wanted to show the Chili Peppers had 2 double albums come out this year.
Yeah, so this was the big comeback with John Frusciante. Yeah, this was a cool one. They had a few different colorways that came to our store. But yeah, this.
So we had, Unlimited Love was a huge release in the spring. Big, everyone bought it, sold through crazy. And then kind of quietly in the fall, they put out Return to the Dream Canteen. And
yeah, these covers are awesome.
The covers are cool. They came on different color vinyl. They came with alternate. Indies got alternate covers. Quietly, they put out another 2LP, and probably like everyone that's watching, like, oh great, another 2LP. It's probably all the bullshit that was left over from the Limited Love. I'm telling you that it isn't. They had recorded so much music during the pandemic, and they had so much bottled up that they were like, yeah, I gotta get these out. I just want to pump these out. We want to release them. We don't care. We're putting them out. 2 double LPs. We don't care. Put them out.
Yeah, I feel like it seemed like maybe this one, the Dream Canteen, was pretty well received. Maybe a little bit more so than the Unlimited Love, but I don't know. I have to go on the forums and see what the fans are saying.
Unlimited Love sold better because I think people were thirsty for a new Chili Peppers record, and they were going on tour at that time. Mm-hmm. And then kind of at the back end of the tour, they released this another double, and it was kind of slept. DJ says you can use the $2 for some hot chocolate or coffee.
Okay. Well, thank you.
He puts out a challenge every morning for us, and some days we get it. Last week it was snow. Don't say the word snow, and we did it. We did it the whole time.
Okay. Well, next time I'm on, I'll bring my acoustic guitar or something.
Oh, we're gonna get that $2 worth. It's still DJ. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get an acoustic in here. Justin says he has both RSD versions of these. Picked them up in Stadium Arcadium last week too. So yeah.
Nice.
That reissue Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that one. And then, are they ever gonna do like the what's that one that they released with the other guitar player that they haven't reissued yet?
The one with the pill, one of my favorites. Had Adventures of Rain Dance Maggie was the hit on it. It was I'm With You.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to get a reissue of that.
Oh, baby, that's one of my favorite records that they've done. Very underrated record. And then they did The Getaway after that.
Yeah.
And then had all the animals on it. Had them with all the animals. And then, then Fashanti came back and they got this. So. And then another shout out to 2022 reissue, Alice in Chains Dirt. Just, all the Alice in Chains records could please get reissued. But I think these are Sony titles. This is Columbia. But yeah, it's under Sony. Sony is kind of late to the party on reissues. They're slowly getting the message, but I'm going to be honest with you. Until we tell Sony that we care about physical music, they don't give a shit. They basically just focus on streaming where their focus is at. So until the head honcho gets the word or they change over presidents, they're pretty much just focused on streaming. However, somebody somewhere down the line is getting the message and they are pumping out reissues, albeit not fast enough.
Yeah, once a new plant start opening up.
Yeah, maybe
we'll get more reissues coming out.
Yeah, I mean, because we could use Jar of Flies. We could use, literally every Alice in Chains record needs to be reissued other than Dirt at this point. So a lot of great reissues. 2022 is a great year for reissues. Looking forward to 2023, I think we're going to see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think that they're just getting started. Like, it seemed like the pandemic kind of slowed down the supply chain issues, and it seems like so much stuff's been coming out lately that it's probably going to be a big year for vinyl next year.
I think it's going to be a big year for all physical. I see it every day in the store. Our CD sales are exponentially growing.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
We're bringing in new CDs for the first time. We don't have a ton of new CDs. We do mostly special order for new CDs. But CD sales are exponentially growing. We're getting, 13, 14, 15-year-olds buying CD players, buying CDs. If they're priced out of vinyl, they're buying CDs. If they're priced out of CDs, they're buying cassettes. Vinyl, with all the plants opening, we're going to see more reissues, deeper into catalogs. We're going to see more new releases on vinyl. We're going to see less stuff that's out of stock awaiting repress. That's going to continue for a little bit, but I think they're already getting caught up to it. I can already see that in my equipment sellers. So like Audio-Technica used to be backed up on turntables for like 6 to 9 months. That's no longer a thing. Project, same thing. Soda Turntables is getting their act together. They're getting caught up. So the backlog is eroding. We're going to see that happen a lot more in 2023. Yeah, the Alice in Chains self-titled with the three-legged dog absolutely needs to be reissued. Yeah, Jar of Flies and the self-titled, absolutely. Those all have to be reissued. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think in 23, there's going to be so many more choices of vinyl that your money's going to evaporate before you get them all.
Yeah, I think there was an era of music like in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, early 2000s where they would just stop doing vinyl. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine, you're seeing more of that come out, but I imagine that that's going to be a whole new thing where they're just putting stuff out for the first time.
Absolutely.
And that'll be really cool.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of R&B and hip-hop titles from that era. We always go to the rock, right? We always think of like the rock titles that came out. But there's a lot of rap records that came out. There's a lot of, like Aaliyah came out. Mm-hmm. We got, you got pop. There's Mariah Carey in the rack now. That wasn't a thing a few years ago. Amy Grant's getting reissued. So it's not just rock. It's all the 90s stuff that was hot. All the genres. Again, vinyl's more inclusive now, and they're doing all the genres. Country, country is a big thing right now in our store, country vinyl. Mm-hmm. So in the 90s, vinyl was more for DJ dance music, but everything else was few and far between. Absolutely it was.
I remember going to Hot Topic in like 2000, and they had a very small rack of vinyl, and I didn't really understand that it was the actual albums. I didn't really understand. I didn't get it, and like I can only imagine that some of those records are worth so much money now.
Oh, there was buku bucks. I was a buyer at Hot Topic. I would go there and buy records. I remember being, having this store, and we didn't have new vinyl, but I'd go there and they'd have the new, these metal records that either we couldn't get or we weren't bringing in or whatever. And yeah, some of those are worth buku bucks now because they got exclusive splatters and exclusive colors and all that kind of stuff. Crafty says that Fleetwood Mac alternative CD box set is one of his favorite this year. We won a Beatles vinyl collection box set, part of our local record store drawing. That is awesome.
Wow.
That is a vinyl collection box. That's a huge drawing. Congratulations on that. That must be the stereo box. That's pretty cool. But that's pretty much what we got for today. Annette had a whole show lined up, which is unlike her. And she'll probably save it for next week. She's going to go through the history of that. Well, let's save it for next week. I'll let her talk about that. As always, you guys can go to our website, toadhallonline.com. Phone number is 815-226-1259. You got to hit 0 when you get the automated teller. John is probably going to be working the phone today, working the counter today since Annette is off. But yeah, we're just going to have a great week. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Hope you have a fantastic New Year. It's kind of weird that it's only like a few days away.
Yeah.
It'll be 2023. It's going to melt. Stuff's going to melt around here. So I hope you have some time to enjoy some records, enjoy some time off. I know a lot of places are closed. Kids are out of school. A lot of people have some time off to kind of enjoy life a little bit. So we hope you get that time as well. Yeah. If you need anything, guys, we're here. We're here all day. We are open New Year's Eve. We close early New Year's Eve. And we are open New Year's Day. That's a shortened day, I believe. But I think my mom is going to be here. So we will be here for you guys. If you need anything,